Welcome back to another episode of our channel where we dive into the stories behind the headlines and uncover the unexpected. Today, we're heading into space not to look at stars or marvel at black holes, but to explore an alliance that's turning heads and raising eyebrows: Russia launching Iranian satellites. Now, before you think, oh, this is just another tech partnership, let's pump the brakes and dig into why this move is sparking some serious curiosity, concern, and a few chuckles along the way. Picture this: Russia, known for its rocket prowess and space race history, shaking hands with Iran, a country not exactly famous for launching anything into space unless it's symbolic. So why would Russia, a space giant, lend a hand to Iran, which usually makes headlines for very earthbound reasons, such as nuclear negotiations or oil politics? The surface answer might seem simple: strategic partnership. But hold on, things are rarely that straightforward when geopolitics get involved. Satellites are more than just space decor or fancy toys for nations with money to burn. They're eyes, ears, and sometimes even weapons in a new age digital battlefield. And here's where it gets interesting. Why would Iran need Russian assistance for satellite launches now? Are these satellites simply there to provide better weather updates, stronger internet connections, or improve phone service? Or could they be something more? Something that makes the folks in Washington glance nervously at the night sky and wonder, are they watching us? Let's imagine the scene. In Moscow, engineers fine-tune the launch equipment, while in Tehran, officials exchange knowing looks over tea. This is more than a project. This is leverage, one whispers. It's as if the very atmosphere brims with anticipation. But what are these satellites really for? Some might suggest they're for peaceful observation, while others, leaning back in their chairs with a smirk, might argue that these devices are strategically placed chess pieces. So what's the US take on all this? Cue the suspenseful music. Every time Russia and Iran share a handshake, it feels like the geopolitical equivalent of thunder before the storm. Intelligence analysts in Washington are likely studying these satellite blueprints with magnifying glasses, wondering, what if these satellites can intercept communications, or even worse, spy on our military bases? Suddenly, what seemed like a simple space launch becomes a potential plot point in a Tom Clancy novel. Now, let's add a sprinkle of irony. While the world watches, pretending not to care too much, space is increasingly becoming the new frontier for power struggles. It's not just for the Elon Musks and Jeff Bezoses of the world to race for Mars colonization. It's now a field for old-school political maneuvering. Iran, with these new satellites potentially supported by Russian engineering, might just be flexing its muscles in a way that says, hey, we can play this game too. Of course, this entire scenario could be just that, a scenario. Maybe these satellites really are for tracking weather patterns or improving GPS services in the region. But let's be real, when have Russia and Iran teamed up for something without raising the stakes? The timing, the alliances, and the broader context make it hard to buy that this is just about sending some high-tech gear into orbit for fun. Imagine the conversations behind closed doors. Russian officials telling their Iranian counterparts, don't worry, we've got your back up in space and down here on Earth. And Iran responding, perfect, let's show them we're not just a nation of words but of action too. Meanwhile, American analysts are pulling long shifts, poring over satellite images, trying to piece together a puzzle that just got a lot more complicated. And as this story unfolds, we'll be here watching, questioning, and of course, laughing at the absurdity of it all. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and remember, not everything that goes up into space is just there to take pretty pictures.